on here talking to you guys on You Now and talking to you guys. Oh, oh. Hey guys, about to make my YouTube video. Check me out. What's up? Hi. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Tiffany. I am on here. I can see that if you see the video, it is not messed up. It is actually one of my effects to my video, and I'm just trying out something different. I am glad everybody's here to watch me. I asked on my last video, what did people want to hear me talk about? Because I'm an artsy person, but filming arting, I'm not sure I want to do that. And I do makeup, but I'm not perfect. I'm not a makeup guru. I just do whatever to my face. I'm probably going to take a picture so y'all guys can see the face. Probably going to put it in right now. Okay, now that you just saw my picture of my face, don't judge me. I did my own little thing. And what's on my lips is actually coral lipstick from Mimi Box. I'm not sure the name of it. Oh, Lovely Corals. Lovely Coral Mimi Box. Love the company. I tried it. I have a lot of their masks. And I think I'm going to get more of the lipstick. Definitely. It's soft. It makes my lips very, very soft. But on a different thing, what I'm going to talk about is somebody told me they commented that they wanted me to either dance more or do a story time or a life story or whatever. More life story videos. Well, guess what today is? Not dancing, people, okay? Not today. It is story time. Oh, yes. But anyways, I was just actually on You Now. Definitely follow me on You Now. And I was telling them about some stories. And I was thinking that should I tell you guys what I was telling them? And so you guys will get to know me a little bit better. I will go into one of a deep story. A little hard because it still hits home, but I don't really talk about it often, so I'm going to tell you guys this. Okay. I grew up in Michigan. That's where I currently stay in Michigan. So I'm not going to tell you everything, not this video, but I will tell you one particular point in my life that I don't necessarily, I regret, but I don't really try not to regret anything because it makes me into the woman I am today. and maybe this video can help someone else who's probably been through the same stuff I've been through. Okay, so when I was younger, I'm saying around maybe 20. I was on one of these chat room sites, and I met a particular person. Won't say their name. Let's call them Ben. I met Ben on this chat site. Wasn't looking for love or nothing. I was just looking for friends because I was a person who never really got to go anywhere, and I'll explain that in a different video. But the kind of life I had was different. So I met Ben, and he was a wonderful friend. It was just wonderful. So I met Ben. He was a wonderful friend. We stayed friends for a long time. Very young, something I thought that would never be. like running. And because I heard her scream, and I'm like, what the fuck going on? And I bust in my own room, like, what the fuck is going on? She's on the bed crying. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? One boy's holding one boy back saying, oh, she stole my money and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are y'all doing in my room? In the first place, I kicked y'all out. Y'all gotta go. And I'm like, she don't need to be over here crying. Now I'm putting myself in danger, okay? The boy picks up a bottle, like a Corona bottle, and he swings it across the room and it hits her straight in the head. Like, in the head. And she's crying and she's bleeding, and I'm like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. None of these motherfuckers are letting us get out. So I'm sitting there, I'm just like, fuck it. We're going down with the bang. I'm pushing and I'm prodding and I push myself towards the door. She runs out in jets and leaves me there with these men, and these boys pushes me back in the room and shuts the door. The cops get called. Luckily, the cops gets on me and says, ma'am, have you been drinking? I said, yes. They's like, you're intoxicated and you're out here drinking. I'm like, I'm not the one who did this. I'm like, the girl who was here, I gave her name and everything. I said, well, she was screaming rape and stuff. I came in here to defend her and help her out. And the cop was like, you weren't even in the room. I was like, I wasn't. She was my roommate. It's like, I don't even know these men. Now, the boys said they did not know me. That they weren't, like, but these cops want to be assholes and says, well, they're not supposed to be drinking. I'm like, I wasn't serving them liquor because I wasn't drinking with them. He said, well, there's liquor here. I said, that's not my liquor. Like, it's not mine. I wasn't even in the room. The person here I was doing said, no, she's been down here the whole day doing my hair. Now, remind you, I was braiding hair. So it was taking me hours to braid this girl's hair because I had to keep running up because of the stuff. And the cop gave me a ticket anyway. Gave me a ticket. And then tells me that they found crack in my bathroom. Crack cocaine. I don't do drugs like that. Okay? So, I'm like, the guys admitted that the girl had it and it was her, that she was having sex with them or something for the drugs or whatever. I'm not really sure. All I know is I ended up getting a problem because the girl was telling her cousin something that wasn't happening. I'm like, I told her, I'm like, dude, I was defending you. What happened? She's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't stay, and hung up and did not talk to me and like turned off her phone and stuff. You would think that's the worst of it. It got me. I'm about to tell you where it got worse, okay? This is how being comes in play. It got worse because the next morning, I guess the guys who were there came back, and one of the guys was disturbing the peace, and he was attacking one of the people in there. And I didn't even tell y'all that he was attacking somebody, and we defended them. Now, an employee in there. I had a boyfriend at the time, and stuff like this would have ruined my relationship. So he comes and helps me and says, are you okay, kind of shit. But he was pissed off, like, who the fuck were these fools in the room and stuff, kind of thing. Now, I said I had a boyfriend. I didn't say he was a good boyfriend. Okay, because he wasn't. He was all about money and sex and stuff. He wasn't really about me, and I was just really naive and in love. And I didn't really know any better. And I became pregnant at the time. And thinking about it, it's just horrible. The next morning, the manager comes in and said, even though I defended the lady, I had to leave. Now, remind you, I paid for a while there. And they wouldn't give me my money back. They gave me $30, which is the room key deposit. But they had $200 something, and I still had a couple weeks on there. And she gave me and the girl gave me money for an extra day. So it would have been a week and a day I had there. And then I thought I could, run to my boyfriend and tell him, I need a place to stay and stuff. And he had a place. Instead, he left me. And I became really homeless at the time. I was sleeping on park benches and stuff. I would literally go into Kroger's every day to eat because I would have to I had enough money for food and stuff. So I would go buy something that was worth $1 and just eat dollar stuff every day. And remind you, it's summertime, but it's also starting to get cold. At night it was cold, it was raining. I had to break into an abandoned house to sleep in the cold and just sleeping with whatever. I'm carrying around all my stuff with me. And during the day, I would go to the library just, somewhere warm or cool, to sleep or just, chill, just pretend I'm with stuff. So one day I called Ben. My phone was on still because this is within not even a month. This happened all within a couple weeks of each other. I called Ben just to say hi, and he's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm homeless." He said, "You're homeless?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have nowhere to go." Now let me rewind before that happened. I had a little bit of money left, a couple dollars. My uncle came and got me and told me that my auntie told me that I could come back to my grandmother's home. They kicked me out. That's the reason I ended up being at a friend's house and then end up being homeless. They kicked me out over nothing. Well, actually, it was my auntie kicking me out, not even my grandmother. And I was living with my grandmother. And I show up there. I gave my uncle my last bit of gas money. My auntie comes up. I said, "Well, my uncle says that I can stay here." He said, "You said I could stay here." And she's like, "No, you gotta go." I'm like, "I'm homeless." She said, "Well, I got somewhere to go. You gotta get the hell out." And she's like, "Well, that's not my problem." I'm like, "Okay." So my friend comes pick me up and drops me off back into the city I was at. That same night is when I called Ben. He asked his mother, "Look, my friend's homeless." He came right out and got me. And he was so nice and sweet. So I'm like, we had been friends forever. I never saw a sign of anything that was about to happen to me in my life. I guess it was just the whole, knight shining armor kind of thing. Like, oh my goodness, a knight shining armor. He really cares about me kind of thing. When I first got there, everything was really, really good. Everything was good. It's when we started feeling each other. Ben wasn't my type of man I would go for. He wasn't the type of guy I'd go for. But because he was so nice and sweet to me, that's why I went for him. So, it was one night we were playing a game system. Now, when this happened, I should have wised up and left. But again, I had nowhere to go, and I had all these clothing and all this stuff. I had nowhere to go. So, playing a video game. He had friends, and his friends, I guess, might have liked me or something, or found me attractive. Ben was white, and obviously I was a black girl, and his friends were black, and so they was like, "Wow, you got yourself a black girl." And stuff. So I'm like, okay. I'm not feeling like when I'm loyal to somebody, I'm loyal. Me and Ben didn't just start off dating. It was after my miscarriage and my boyfriend decided to move to New York, back to his family, and then told me that he wasn't gonna come see me unless I had sex with him and his friend. And I found you on some disrespectful shit. That's disrespectful. I'm pregnant with your child. And stress has always been a big thing. When I stress, I stress. And that's probably why I've had some miscarriages before, a lot. But so we're playing video games, and he gets in an argument with some old man that he called Pops or something. And Pop said something about a girl and something about beating. He's like, "Well, I beat my girl." I'm like, "No, this fool, I beat me." I'm like, "I don't know what about." He starts yelling at his mother's boyfriend, or fiance, or husband. I can't remember, but I think it was her fiance. And her fiance is blind. he can't see. And this is when I saw the violentness of it. He can't see, and it was over milk, and he was accusing me of sleeping with this man. I'm like, are you serious? Like, this man was like 50-something years old. And he couldn't see, he couldn't do anything on his own. He's like, well, you're so nice to him. I'm like, am I supposed to be nice? I don't understand. He turns around, puts his hands around my neck, and starts choking me because I was defending the man because he was about to attack him. That is when I should have left. He punches me in my face. I walk out his home. The home that I was in was a dangerous neighborhood. I was in a very, very dangerous neighborhood. Who's known for killing women and a lot of violence. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. He caused it. It was just big mess. And it was like a relationship went downhill from there. And then it got worse over time. So his mother wanted to move from where we were. So I convinced her to move closer to where my family is. So now we're moving to Detroit. Like, we were in Detroit, but we're in the hood of Detroit. So now we're moving to 8 Mile of Detroit. So I'm like, okay, we're moving. We could do this. I'm close to my family. So I'm thinking that better environment may be better life for me. No. It gets violent and violent. I've been pushed down the stairs. I've had hair pulled. I've been hit in my face. I've even been, it got to a point where on his birthday, we got him a birthday cake, and he threw the birthday cake at me in a glass and hit it in my head. I decided to leave. Like, I couldn't do it. He has chased me down with a car and tried to run me over. His mother has chased me down with a car and tried to run me over for trying to leave. And it was always dangerous because I've always felt like he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. He even stalked me when I did leave. And it was always threatening my family. Like, well, I know where your grandmother lives. I'm going to kill her. So I stayed. And that was my mistake. But no one can understand the fear of a woman until you're in that position. Because that shit was scary. So one particular night where it became a fed up thing. We're out, and I ran for my life outside, and he was kicking me in my head and kicking me, and I'm running and I'm screaming for help. And neighbors came out, and there's these people on the bus that said, look, you don't have to help me. Just call 911, get police here. No one did. No one helped me. They just stood there and looked. They videotaped as I'm fighting for my life, and I'm deflecting this, so I have to just hit him with all power I have. Like, everything in me, God was definitely telling me, you got to fight. He will kill you. So as I'm hitting and kicking, police come, and they were gonna shoot my dog that was running around. It was a puppy. She was like a couple weeks. And I didn't want to shoot him. I'm like, you know what? Just take me anywhere. Just take me out of here, please. And they're not supposed to cross, but they cross. And asked my friend, like, look, we're bringing her over there. I come over there with ripped coat. He ripped my coat. He ripped my shirt. I had no clothing. Nothing. My friend was nice enough to let me in her home. And I didn't even realize I had a black eye. And I was bleeding. And I was crying and scared. And I realized I can't go back. Because if I go back, he's going to kill me. I knew it. He was going to kill me. So once I got away, you would think things got better. No, they got worse from there. He started stalking me. He started stalking anybody I was talking to. My current boyfriend that I have now, I knew a long time ago. Okay? He was stalking. He wanted to fight him because I wanted this man, and I didn't want him anymore, and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, why? He started stalking me on social media. He'd make fake pages just to know where I was and what I was doing. He showed up at my new home. He busted out my windows. He called me and threatened my life. He literally chased me from where he lived. I was in a car, chased me from where he lived all the way back over to my home and tried to run me over with a car. It took me, the police, now remind you, I got so many police reports on this man. The police, we went to court for the broken window. That's how he knew it, because he told a lie, said that he paid someone to go over to break the window. It turns out he broke it. He admitted that he broke it. They arrested him. He went to jail. We had to go to court. The judge asked me, "Man, what do you want from him?" And other than pay for the window, I told him what I want is, I just want him to leave me alone. And like, he's been abusive. He's done nothing but threatening me. I just want him to leave me alone. The judge goes to the man's lawyer and says, "This is what we want." The lawyer goes outside. And this is what he told his lawyer: "I will never leave her alone. As I'm walking by, I will never leave her alone," and start yelling at me. "I will kill you before I leave you alone." We go back to court, and he says, "What did you come up with?" And he said to the judge, "I will never leave her alone." It took him being in jail for a year and a half. He didn't even have to be in there that long. And it was, every time they told him, like, "Look, all you gotta do is leave her alone," he wouldn't. He just kept telling me, "I'm not gonna leave her alone. I will kill her." It was a year and a half. He got out, apologized, gave me my stuff, and said I'll leave her alone for the rest of her life. But he didn't. He still stalked me, but I was just smart enough for him never to know where I lived. So that's a little bit about me and my life and what I've been through. And trust me, there's more, because I have all the videos I can make about my life can be into a book, okay? But I want to let you know, to any woman out there, to even any man, any child, anyone that's going through an abusive relationship or any kind of abuse anywhere, that don't define who you are. And there is help out there for us. There's help out there for you. Don't ever let nobody take your passion away, because that's all it is. Anybody who can abuse you or hit you or hurt you, they're scared themselves, and they just want you to feel as low as they are. Remember, you're not alone. God has your back, and He knows what's going on. And if anyone out there, they see this video, you can message me. I'm not like everyone else. My social media is open for you to message me. I will respond. Because you're not alone. We can get through this together. If you feel like you have no one, a friend to talk to, I've been there, sweetie. I've been there before. So that's my story. Now tell me yours.